Hello there and welcome to Flyte Legacy in Motion. Today we're coming to you from the Gold Coast, the beating heart of Australia's entertainment scene. Some call it the Aussie Hollywood, where dreams hit the runway stage and the big screen. Right here at Glass Studios, I'll be speaking with the incredible Tegan Glass, a true icon with over 45 years in the industry. She's shaped careers, built brands and brought talent to life. Let's step inside and hear her story. Hi guys, welcome to Flyte Legacy in Motion. I'm with the amazing Tegan Glass from Glass Management. How are you?
Good, really good. Thanks for being here.
I came in to ask you some questions.
Whoa, okay.
As you have such an amazing life that you've had from Circus, transitioning into studio and all this kind of stuff, and models and actors. And
it's been a lot of chapters to get here. Yeah.
So, my first question,
Yes.
You've been in the entertainment world for over 45 years. Did you know that this was your life or?
Absolutely. From a really young girl, I harassed my parents to take me to dancing, and I knew I just wanted to dance. So that was the initial thing. I wanted to be on stage and I wanted to be different than anyone else. I don't know, I knew it all of my life. I had to do something that wasn't normal.
But you did modelling too, didn't you?
Well, I didn't get into modelling until probably older as a teenager, but I started as a dancer. Dancing was my first love.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how did you transition into the circus?
Wow. So I went to a dancing audition as a teenager at 16 and landed the job. So I went home to my parents in Melbourne and said, guys, I'm moving to Sydney, leaving school. Yeah, it went down well, not. And I'm going to Circus. And my mum was one of those beautiful women that said, don't just let children do what they want to do. Thanks, Mum. My dad said no, and I said, see you later. And so I ended up at Silver Circus at 16.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I did. My parents took me there, made sure I was safe in the dancers' van. Yeah. Was I safe there? What do you think? 16? Questionable. But anyway, that was it. Beginning of my adventure.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you went off to do other things with Sue, right? You did.
Well, no, because from there I started a show with someone I ended up going out with. So I did that I stayed in Circus for 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I met your dad.
Wow.
Yeah. So I stayed there for 5 years, and I think circus training gave me the background of who I am. You know, hardworking. You just don't. You juggle all aspects of life from cooking for say the 10 hands, or working in the canteen, to performing, to choreographing shows, to driving trucks. I think it gives you the backbone of hard work and being an all-rounder. So that started at a really young age.
Wow.
Yeah.
But then how did you end up performing?
So then in the circus I met Sue, so I met my bestie, and met a girl with my own heart that wanted to do things differently, I guess, than everyone else. So we decided to run away from the circus, and we literally did, and we made a plan and ended up on the Gold Coast together doing and came up with a double trapeze act.
Yes, and that was Aerial Angels.
It was called Aerial Angels. Ended up here on the Gold Coast with obviously hard to train. We used to train above a panel beaters workshop. The boys in there, I think, loved it at the time. Sorry, boys, we're just going to climb up the rope here. They were like working on cars. It was pretty dirty. It was pretty rough, but we had to train somewhere. And back then there was nowhere to train. And then we had to try and find work somewhere, because obviously if you're not in the circus, there was no sort of, Circus Lane was sort of just beginning. There was nowhere to get work. So that's hence where Ella Lotar came into our life.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and she scooped us up, and we did corporate circus, all over Asia, and all over Sydney, and everywhere actually in Australia.
Yeah, well, I saw you with your nice costumes and the
Yeah,
wings and everything.
yeah. So we designed a 2-girl act, called Aerial Angels with big white feather wings, and did that for years. Did that all over predominantly Asia. I was just thinking the other day, we filled our passport at 20-year-olds. We had to buy new passports because we had so many stamps. So that's how many trips. I can't recall. We went to Hong Kong. It was like over 10. So we just constantly based on the Gold Coast and travelled. It was amazing. But that's thanks to Ella. Yeah.
But then you all went off and did your own
Well,
things.
yeah, absolutely. So that led to, I always did my own things on the side of that because, I was a dancer as well as a trapeze artist. And then I decided I could do modelling stuff as well, and just did TV commercials and did acting and did presenting, just did anything I could in the industry to continue to work daily. You know how hard it is to wait for your next gig. So I figured at a young age, if you could do as many things, the triple threat, I guess they call it these days, if you can do as many things as possible and say yes to every opportunity, then you work consistently.
Yes.
So that's when I learnt that way back. Yeah, just say yes to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I'm very similar.
Yeah,
In that way,
you
I
are.
just go for it. And
You have to because it's sometimes a long time between gigs. But if you're versatile and you can be a clown, you can be a catcher, or you can put up a tent and put up lights, mate. You just did you now. You don't have to do lighting. You know what? You can work. Yeah, and that's what we love. To work in this industry. So I think that set the boundary for what I guess I do now. Like everything you possibly can to work in this industry is, I guess, the agency I've created.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we worked together for a short while.
Yeah, we did in the Circus in New Zealand. That was not the best chapter of my life.
Yes.
You were there to witness that horrible
Yeah, you
evening.
had a fall. I remember.
I did. I fell, however many feet, a long way to the ground, no safety, head first, upside down, to solid ground. So yeah.
Yeah, I was right there. I still have a little bit of a, what's it called, nightmares, because I was there and I heard something about the boots, or you had new boots or something, and I remember standing there and I was like, I don't know, I just feel something's not right.
Yeah.
And then as I was walking into the middle of the ring, I could not get to you fast enough.
Well, we got a bit cocky. The boots look good, knee-high white leather boots, doing a one-toe hang. Like, come on, not the best idea. But I could feel myself slipping from Sue's upside down off her neck triangle. Could feel my foot going, and funnily enough, I'd asked her before the show, what do you do if you fall? I just knew that I wasn't going to get to that first night party. I just kind of knew something was up. So when I went to fall upside down, I twisted. She said, just go into a ball. So I turned and went into a ball and hit my elbow first, which then I could hear the audience. So I knew I had to just get out of there. It was like so embarrassing. I was like, oh my God, did anyone see what I just did?
Yeah.
And you did. And when you came to me, all I knew is I had to get out of there. So I bowed it and I tried to do my bow and run out. My arm was flapping because it was completely shattered. But anyway.
Yeah, I remember. I was in a state of shock. Everybody was in a state of shock.
So was I.
But you stood up and then you went out.
Yeah, broken ribs, broken ankle, shattered arm. But yeah, the show must go on kind of thing. And I was embarrassed. I was just the worst mistake you've ever made. And then I knew I was seriously injured when someone pinned me. I think you might have pinned me in the back door, pinned me down. And then I realised I couldn't breathe properly. I guess you're pretty winded.
Yeah, but you can't be embarrassed,
Well, at that point you're in shock. But I guess that's when that was again a massive turning point, because it wasn't a simple injury. It went for over a year of operations and losing your career, losing myself, losing my partner, losing Sue. She continued on as you would, and I went back to my parents, after over 10, 12 years of travelling the world, back to questioning, what was I going to do with my life? That was amazing. So it was probably the lowest, but now looking back, maybe one of the best times, because it made me, I think sometimes when we're young, we're cocky, we're invincible.
Yeah.
And the white boots were cocky, we were invincible.
They look good.
They look good, exactly, and that's sort of the level we were probably at. And it's not it was the bang I needed to become a different person and have more empathy, have just stop and breathe a bit, because life was blessed up until that point. I had never had anything happen in my life that wasn't blessed, and from hardship, you grow, and I guess that changed who I was, changed how I felt about people, and that I wanted to give back to people. And I had to reinvent using my brain because my body was injured. Whereas up until that point, maybe a performer, it's all about based on how you look, not on who you are.
And the physical strength. And
everything. And that physical strength went. And I didn't think I was ever going to get it back. Told I was never going to get it back, which I did. But that took years. And I did go back to trapeze, but never felt the same way. But it took years, and I did it again. But not with the same love. I used to look down. I used to get cramp hanging on so tight. Still no safeties. I get cramps from the fear of falling again. But I had to do it. I had to get back on that horse, and then I gave that away. Yeah.
But then, how did you come about starting this? There must have been some sort of idea that I'm going to do this slowly,
really.
that slowly, or you just went bang, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, again, I had chapters. So I had, thinking about it, I had really set guidelines. Like, had to get around 30s, get married, had to have kids. So I kind of ticked, and I didn't realise it, but I always had along the way, had these boxes that I ticked. So ticked the boxes, stayed home, had the boy and the girl, stayed home until they went to school. And I knew that when they started school that my chapter would start again. So I gave everything to them. And then, my youngest started school, now what? So I had the opportunity to buy into an agency that was existing with a girlfriend, and not really knowing, again, probably over 10 years ago now, what was, I'd been in the industry forever in Sydney and Melbourne and on the Gold Coast, but I'd never run an agency. I'd run events and things. Yeah. So I guess found my way in the early days, and then had some issues with the partner, got rid of that agency, and then started once I really knew what I was doing and really clear with Glass, which is 7 years old now.
But you've done so well, honestly, you change people and you give people so much hope, for me, I've worked for you now for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And every time I go on a set and every time I go do a commercial, I just feel so special and so great, and I feel inspired to do more.
Yeah, it's funny, but now is my turn to sort of give back to our talent, like yourself, and I love, that's why I do it, changing people's lives and creating their dreams, because I've had my dream, and so we're finding a like-minded team, which I know you do, that are filled with positivity and excitement, and I guess it comes, from the whole vibe of our agency is doing things we love and being grateful for it, and doing it positively. Don't whinge about it. We're blessed. We're so blessed, and I'm so blessed because I get to hear things like that, which is why I do it from this age too. That if they've got a dream, then I want to help them with their dream. I feel like that's my next chapter.
Well, what I'm doing now is inspired by you.
Aww.
Because so many hours on set, so many hours next to actors and watching them and learning and seeing the camera crew and just watching the whole process and how they talk and how they go through all their lines and it's just, I don't know, it's helped me in so many ways you don't even understand.
Well, I guess you found your passion, right? Because once you find your passion, things, I can see it in your eyes. Like, once you find your passion, it's not like working and you can't stop. Yeah. So, and that's what Glass is to me. Like, I found my passion, which I didn't know, but maybe leading along all those journeys, like your life's crazy, so many chapters that you found now the next chapter, you know, the passion. And that's so exciting. How blessed are we to find something that we get that excited by, which I can see.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
But I am too. I'm like, you people have to stop me talking about it. I'm so excited by it. That these are our opportunities,
Yeah, but everybody's excited. Everybody's happy. You have so many people. I don't even know. You got hundreds, or I don't know.
Over 500.
And every person I go on set, everybody's just happy to be there. Everybody's having a good time, everybody gets pampered.
Yeah.
Everybody, oh, put this costume
Yeah.
on. Oh, we got your makeup. We'll do your hair, and everybody feels special.
Yeah.
And you know, I wanted to be an actor after being on stage.
So many
you
do.
know?
They come to me, I want to be an actor. But I'm like, if you want to work hard, I'll help you. You know, like, you know, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help people nurture their dreams. And I'm excited by it. If people want to work hard, like yourself, work hard, then I'm right behind you, you know. And too, we're so lucky, like this industry is so exciting. We get paid to be in it. We'd probably do it for nothing, but don't tell anyone. We'd all turn up for nothing, but no. Yeah, how lucky the entertainment industry, which is our world, started in Circus. You know, it's the excitement is always there in Circus, but it's now in an extended, you know, film industry or TV commercials.
And it's growing. It's so, booming here. It's crazy. Like everything's coming here.
Yeah.
You know, and
how lucky are we?
Yeah, it's so good.
You've never been in a better place to become an actor. You want to be an actor? Come to the Gold Coast.
Yes.
Don't go to Hollywood. Sorry. Let's not talk about Hollywood as we've stolen it all. But anyway, but there's no better place to be an actor than on the Gold Coast.
Yes, it's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful here.
Yeah.
And yes, so what would you say to the younger generation who, you know, is looking to be inspired or to do something in the industry? What would you say?
I would say never give up on your dream. I believe that if you put in, you know, endless time and energy and training and you never lose sight of your dream, I solely believe that you'll get there. But you can't give up and you can't be lazy. And you've got to think outside the square, but you must train. It's like anything. You want to be a dancer, you've got to train. You can't be an actor overnight.
Yes.
You need to train, and you'll be up against people that have trained all of their life. You know.
I know, because when I went in, I was like, I can do this. But when I actually watched actors on a $200 million budget, and I'm there every day, and I go, no, I can't do that.
No, you can.
I can, but not like that.
But you've got to start. You've got to start US accent coaching. You've got to start training. You've got to start classes. You've got to nail your self-tapes. You've got to nail scenes. You've got to. There's so many things you've got to do. It's like anything, you know.
But it made me respect it more.
Yeah.
You know, seeing it live and.
You watch a good actor on set. It's mind-blowing.
I know.
Yeah.
But the monologue.
Yes.
Too, it's just so long, and how do you remember, and how do you
another
move,
part of
facial expressions,
training your brain. That's training. So it's like anything. I think anything to excel at anything, you've got to train.
Yes.
You know, just walk in and excel at something.
Yes.
But people do often, that's a myth, believe that's what I'm going to be an actor. It's like, what training have you done? Nothing. Oh, good luck with that. You know. I'm going to be a dancer. Have you gone to a dance class? No. Come on. You clearly know that. Acting's exactly the same.
Yes.
But unfortunately, a lot more people want to do that without the effort. If you put in effort as a young person and you start, you know, I've got kids that are acting, that are insane. Imagine when they're 30, like that, and someone at 30 starts, but they've been doing it since I'm 3.
Yes.
You can't compete. It's like anything.
Yes.
Start training.
So what's next for Tegan Glass?
What's next?
What do you have?
Oh my God, I don't
in your back pocket? Do you just want to relax? Do you want to
relax,
push, or do you want to?
No, I don't relax. I don't think I know how to relax. I'm a little bit hyper. It's just keep going in class. Like, I'm not there yet. I want to, nearly there. No, I just want to keep killing it with what we're doing. I want all of our actors to land speaking roles. I want our talent to just, you know, create craziness. So, and that's never a job that I get through in a day. So, when will I stop this? I don't know, when I'm probably really old, but I've got years ahead. We're just reinventing the whole look of, which is exciting, of glass, refreshing after 7 years. So this is the next chapter still currently going, a lot more work to do.
Oh, you're doing really, really well.
Thank you.
And I love working for you.
Yeah, we love you. We love people like you on our team. We've got the best team. We're very, you're only as good as your team. So surrounded by it starts with the amazing girls in the office that land all the jobs for everyone, and then incoming comes the talent that goes in and with our awesome energy, and it just creates, you know, repeat jobs for everyone. So yeah, it's love having you, and I'm lucky to have our team.
Well, Tegan,
thank you.
Thank you so much.
That's
And
okay.
having me on and being able to speak to you, is amazing.
Yeah, you too.
And you are amazing.
Oh,
And
so
I'm,
are you.
I'm so proud
Yeah.
of what you're doing.
Oh,
you know,
thank
it's
you.
so good. And thank
I'm
you.
so glad you found your passion.
Yes.
You know, this is your next chapter.
Yes.
Yeah, and I can see the sparkle in your eye.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, amazing. Thank
All
you.
right. Well, thank you.
Thanks, Al.